Hey guys, welcome back to another video in the r/entitled parents subreddit. Today I have 2 stories for you and 1 update. And this first story is so maddening. It involves an entitled Karen who of course raised an entitled crotch goblin who wants a disabled woman's knee brace that she can't even stand up without, might I add. So the entitled mother tries to steal it off of her leg so her kid can have it. A new low, but sadly, I'm not surprised. This story does end with some sweet justice though, so let's jump right into it. Entitled child wants my custom knee brace. Okay, so I walk with a cane and have an expensive hinged knee brace. It's a brag if you want to look it up for pricing. They range, but mine is well over $400. If I don't wear it, my knee buckles backwards and I fall on my face. I also use a cane when I walk and have several other health issues. I was at Mirror walking around looking at toys last November for my kids for Christmas. I am very pregnant and my doctor warned me to avoid stress and that the baby will probably be a month early. So I'm taking it easy, walking slow, taking breaks, and relaxing often. I get to the toy cars and I'm looking through them looking for ones my kid doesn't have for stocking stuffers when I feel something touch my leg. I look behind me and spoiled child looks up and smiles at me. I smile back and the following happens. Hello, it's not polite to touch other people's things. Can you not touch my brace, please? Thank you. But I want it. Give it to me. No, I can't walk without it. You can't have it. And it's not your size anyway. It's made for an adult. I don't care. Give it to me or I'll tell my mommy. Okay, that's fine. You can tell your mom you cannot have it, sweetheart. At this point, the kid wanders away, and I assume that when the kid says they wanted my knee brace, they'd get in trouble. I can remember wondering how that convo would go for that child and that parent. I start picking through the cars and find a couple my son doesn't have and put them in my cart and start looking at the track sets they have and check their pricing against Amazon's pricing. I'm scrolling through my phone when I can feel and hear the Velcro being pulled apart on my brace. I pull my leg up and turn around and see the kid sitting there. Excuse me, I told you no, you cannot have or touch my brace. Mom said I could just take it because you're faking. I'm not faking anything. You need to go back to your mom now. Mommy! The kid is crying, shrieking, and causing a huge scene, screaming for their mother and grabbing at my brace, which is making me unbalanced. I can feel my heart rate going up, and I'm starting to worry about falling and hurting my baby. What's the problem here? Your child is asking for my brace. I told them no, and they tried to take it off me. Well, just give it to him then. I don't see what the big deal is. You can buy another. My insurance only covers new every 5 years. I can't get another one. If your son wants a knee brace, you will need to tell him he can't have mine. Well, he can have yours. Take it off and give it to me. The EM steps forward and bends over and starts trying to undo my brace. I kick her in the chest away from me and she falls on her butt. It wasn't a hard kick since it was my bad side, but enough to know I mean business. No, help, don't touch me. You kicked me, Someone call the police. I will have you arrested for this. Now a crowd is forming and I'm crying and my brace is half undone around my leg and sagging, giving zero support. I pull my cane out of the cart and use it to support myself, while management is asking if I'm okay, and I'm nodding while EM is shrieking still at everyone. They walk me to the shoe department to separate us, and I sit on a bench and calm down. The next thing I know, a cop is asking me for my brace I stole. I explained I didn't steal it, that it's mine, and some woman and her child were trying to steal it off my leg. The officer asked for proof it's mine, so I pull up recent photos of me getting it fitted and walking with it at the doctor's office, as well as my chart where I have the letter stored saying insurance would cover it completely. He asked me to take it off since she's claiming it's damaged so he can inspect it. I let him and he informs me that there's a piece missing. I look at it and sure enough, a piece is missing. I start to cry again and realize I've broken my brace and I won't get another for 5 years. He asks if it was broken before. I said no, it must have broken when I kicked EM off me while she was trying to steal it. The officer excuses himself and I'm sitting there with the employees. After a while, he comes back and gives me a case number and informs me he's arresting the entitled mom for destruction of medical equipment and attacking a disabled person. I'm in shock, but he says he watched the security camera and knows I'm telling the truth and that she attacked me and I defended myself. I ended up going into labor that night from the stress and had to stay on an IV drip for 3 days in the hospital to get it to stop. I go home and my insurance billed her for a new brace. She refused to pay until my friend used his letterhead at a lawyer's office to inform her if she didn't pay that he would be taking her to court for it. I am so glad that one of these entitled mothers were finally arrested and charged. It's already bad enough that entitled mom was attacking a disabled person, but a pregnant disabled person. Where I'm from, I'm pretty sure that even if you think about fighting a pregnant person, you'll get thrown in jail or charged heavily, which I think is good because not only are you harming one person, you're harming two, a fetus that can't even defend itself. I really hope that this entitled mom learned her lesson. I really doubt it though. Mama Karen wanted me to turn off my TV when her family walks by my apartment because her kid is grounded. I just moved into an apartment last week. So far, everyone I've met in passing has been nice. No one has been too loud at unreasonable hours, arguing with each other, stealing parking spaces, and other typical shared space craziness. Yet, at least, only been here a week. I did, however, encounter a Mama Karen and her 6-year-old son. My apartment is one of those half-in-the-ground units with 2 other floors on top. As such, the top of my patio wall is level to the walking path. If I have my blinds open, you can easily see into my living room and kitchen. This honestly doesn't bother me. The weather is finally really nice here. So after work yesterday, I opened my patio sliding door and blinds to let the cooler air in while playing some Minecraft. After a while, I could hear a couple of women talking outside a few units down. Just general chit-chat. I also heard a smaller kid running around, messing with the gravel along the pathways, and generally just being a bored kid while mommy talked with her friend. Really, no big deal at all. Then it happened. I heard one of the women call for the kid. Jason, Jason, Jason! Get over here, Jason! I looked up to see the kid standing on the path next to my unit, transfixed on the TV. Uh-oh, he didn't answer quick enough. Mama Karen came stomping over to him and jerked his arm to force him to look at her, while she yelled in his face about answering her and not watching TV. Especially someone else's. I thought the way she was acting was overkill, but let it be. He's not my kid and I'm not a parent at all, just to my fur babies, 2 cats. I did pay attention for if things got worse to jump in, but didn't stare. I only looked over when she called out to me to apologize for her son, note, not for her behavior. I said it was fine. Mama Karen took him back over to her friend and they continued talking. Eventually, the kids started playing around near them again. Soon, he was back over at my patio, looking in, watching me play. Soon after that, I hear Mama Karen yell at him again. This time he flinched. Hard, it broke my heart to see the effects of abuse in action, and was just frozen staring at her. This time I jumped up and went to my patio door. She was already at him by then and yelling at him again. I tried to interject to say I truly didn't mind that he was watching me play. This is where the Karen aspect comes in. She turned to me, sickly sweet, the demon gone for the moment, and kindly explained that her dear Jason was grounded and not allowed to even look at a TV. I said, "A bummer, dude," to him in sympathy. She didn't like that I addressed him and not her. I also don't think she liked that I showed him sympathy instead of instantly taking her side. Even though I had no idea why he was punished in the first place, I wouldn't doubt if it was some asinine, non-existent reason on her part or being bothered by normal child behaviors. She then asked me something that blew my mind. "Can you please shut off your TV when we're out here? We're usually out here for some outside time for about an hour a day. Or you can just shut your window and blinds." Not gonna lie, the people pleaser I have been raised to be almost said, "Oh sure, no problem," and was going to do it. Then I stopped myself thinking, what? Telling me what to do in my house? I'm trying to have a shinier spine. I told her no, I won't. Oh boy, that sure as hell is her trigger word. I thought she was going to reach in and jerk me around and yell at me like I was her child. The look was so instantly pissed off. She again explained to the situation, fully expecting me to cooperate this time. She laid out her case. She made the demand again, not a faux question this time. I again told her no. I came home to relax, and this is how I do it. She asked me if I have kids. I'm solidly child-free, and according to the laws of parenting, my thoughts and opinions are completely and instantly invalid unless I pop out at least one entire, mostly full-term crotch spawn. I told her no, and she smirked. I thought so. I was ready for a lecture on how to handle kids properly or something, but she just jerked her son away back towards the other woman who I assumed was still there. She said something as she went, but I didn't really hear it, so I don't know if it was to me, her son, or her friend. Maybe even grumbling to herself. I hadn't seen those two before yesterday, but apparently they are out there for at least 1 hour daily around that time. There's a pool, a few barbecue pits, and a grassy area outside my unit in between the surrounding units/buildings. I get to see all the good doggos walk by, and it makes my day. I really hope she doesn't cause issues for me. I just want to live there and not be bothered. I'm not going to help her parent her child. No one else in the whole world should be expected to except her. I just don't know how she thinks she can ask a total stranger to turn off the TV in their home because she's punishing her child in hers. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. I'm proud of myself for standing my ground, as brief as the encounter was. I worry for the kid though. So, a small development. I called CPS. I thought about it a lot since posting yesterday. I even consulted a few people I know who have been on both sides, reporting and being reported. After telling them the story and hearing their experiences and advice, I decided to go ahead and do it. What really did it for me was that while the kid may have done something to earn the grounding, and maybe the mom had a really bad millennia that exploded in that moment, her physically jerking him around, yelling in his face, and especially his reactions, pushed me to do it for his benefit. I did it anonymously and don't know which exact unit she's in. I was kind of surprised that I talked to an actual person. At first, she kind of had the tone of just taking a general complaint. As soon as I explained the kid's reactions, especially being completely nonverbal when being yelled at and shook, she took more interest. I was warned that this call didn't guarantee an investigation, also that it could take time to start and even more time to conclude depending on various factors, me not knowing the exact unit number being one of them. Wow, this story reminds me of the one where Karen is mad at OP for watching gory anime in his own apartment that her kid was watching through the window. It always amazes me that these people think they have the right to tell someone what to do on their own property. In all seriousness though, that poor kid. When a child's first reaction is to flinch, you know they've been hit more than once, which absolutely breaks my heart, and I sincerely hope CPS follows up with OP's phone call and actually does investigate that family. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed those two entitled parent stories. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I will see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!